And turning our focus on Japan, where the latest government data shows that the unemployment picture is looking better than expected. Mike Firn is in Tokyo with all the details. Mike, a good report there.
Hi, Michelle. A big drop in the jobless rate, down to 3.7% from 4% it is at a 6-year low. 103 jobs for every 100 job seekers. 910,000 jobs created, picking up from November and the 12th straight annual rise. Now, the demand for more workers may push up wages in the short term. They haven't been rising. Bonuses have, but wages have been stagnant. But economists warn that long term, Japan may even face a severe worker shortage.
With corporate profits rising and the most jobs on offer in 6 years, Japanese workers are beginning to ask their cash-rich companies to show them the money. While bonuses and overtime payments are creeping up, wages have stagnated for 5 years. Economists say employers may soon be willing to offer more to retain skilled staff.
Regarding wage growth, judging from the relationship between unemployment rate and scheduled cash earnings, this is a kind of a baseline wage portion of the power worker cash earnings. And we are approaching the point at which we should begin seeing some rise in baseline wages.
But the supply and demand mismatch that could push up Japanese salaries might lead to a severe worker shortage too. 1 in 4 Japanese is over retirement age, and the government forecasts an 11% fall in the workforce between 2010 and 2030. At the same time, Japan's immigration laws are far tougher than its Asian rivals.
The government has been, underestimating a possible, significant shortage of labor kind of problem into the future. And as you know, Japan is now suffering shortage of labor in terms of the construction, medical bed services in general. And what we need is the, significant increase in the non-Japanese workers from outside of Japan.
The government has already eased visa restrictions for some foreign medical workers, and it's considering doing the same for the construction industry, expecting a building boom and a worker shortage ahead of the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. The cabinet says it will release a plan by the end of March, which should start bringing in more workers to Japanese building sites in just over a year.
And the government are also trying to get more women back into the workforce by focusing on giving them better salaries and giving them better childcare, because a lot of women in Japan tend to leave the workforce after having children, Michelle.
Yeah, that's certainly much needed reform there, Mike. The government also just released figures on output, spending, and consumer prices. So what does that data tell us about Japan's economy?
Looking fairly positive. We saw a bounce back in industrial output in December, up 1.1%. It trickled down about 0.1% the previous month. Also, CPI inflation picking up, consumer prices up 1.3% if you strip out volatile fresh food prices. That was higher than the previous month. And if you take out energy prices as well, because some people say it's only really the imported fuel costs that are pushing up inflation, that's not the case. We saw ex-fresh food and energy CPI up 0.7%. Also seeing consumer spending more ahead of the sales tax rise next April. Household spending up 0.7%, Michelle.
All right, Mike, Abenomics seem to be working there. Thank you so much, Mike Firn, live in Tokyo.